Can you hear me? All right, so my name is Shyla Massey, and this is Glistening July. We are an hospitality company. We specialize in all things hospitality, so food and beverage, accommodations, cruises, transportation, recreation. Like, I'm missing some stuff, but we talk about a lot. Every video you see on this channel was filmed by me. And like, I don't copy anybody's work. I don't steal anybody's anything. All I know is that I have been traveling since I was a minor, and I like to travel. If there is anything on the face of this earth that I could do every day of my life and like just really enjoy, would be probably to travel. Like, go to airports, sit in airports, get on planes, go to cities for the day, sit and look at the ocean, which I had the pleasure of doing last month, like almost a month ago, just sitting at the ocean for the day. Those are things that I enjoy doing. So maybe you can't go. Look, I'm going to sit there and film the ocean for you so you can hear the Pacific Ocean, the water coming up. I didn't realize how green the water at the Pacific Ocean was until recently. I was there, and I was like just sitting there, and I did a live there. I went live so other people can see, but the title of this video is MCO Made Me Eat My Words. So MCO is the airport code for Orlando, Florida. And prior to last Friday, I thought that was the worst TSA on the face of the earth. Why? Because many years ago, I did not, I missed my flight. And I didn't have pre-check. I had clear. Maybe I had pre-check. I can't remember, but I believe I had clear. So I went to the clear line and I missed my flight. Like, I went there an hour before, and at MCO, you have to take a tram from where the TSA is over to the main station. So I missed my flight. As a result, I had to catch another flight because the flight was gone and I did not plan on staying in Orlando. But this last trip, guess what? It was nobody at the Orlando airport for my 5:20 flight. And yes, I was on Frontier. I had no issues with Frontier. I had no issues with TSA. This time I went through the line, I had TSA, pre-check, and I had clear together. So that was a whole nother fast line. And it was nobody at the airport. So what that told me was a couple of things. The first thing, either people aren't traveling and money is tight, or two, they hired more TSA agents to work that first morning shift. Now, I don't really know which one of those are the true pieces of that, but if you are a traveler, you understand the importance of, I need to walk through the line. Like, I was purposely on time for my flight so that I could get first. So I could be there. Like, I'm just there on time. Like, I need to be on this flight because I need to get home, because this trip was like the worst trip I had been on in a long time. The first thing was my flight got delayed. It was delayed until almost midnight. I didn't arrive in Orlando until 2:43 in the morning. When I got to Orlando, not only could I not get a Lyft, I could not get an Uber. It took me another hour to get a Lyft and an Uber. And then when I got in the car, the person was talking about something that I wasn't even into. So I'm like, man, God, what are you trying to say to me? Like, is this serious? Like, I cannot believe that this is the only person on the face of the earth that could pick me up from the airport. I then had to turn around. Since I got into my hotel at 3:43 in the morning, I had to turn around and go to my meeting. And I woke up, but then when I woke up, I realized I was tired, and then I went back to sleep, and then I couldn't get myself up to like 10:30, and here I am, have to walk 17 minutes to my meeting because my meeting started at 8, and I was in the bed asleep. So Orlando Airport made me eat my words. I am so happy that I got there safely. That was the number one thing. Nothing happened to the plane. And I came back home. Like, as long as I make it to my destination and I make it back to my destination, I'm happy. Hello, Mario Torres. That's how you say it. Sorry, Mario, I messed up your name. But that being said, I wonder, has anybody flown to MCO recently? Did you have issues when you took that early morning flight? If you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Every video on this channel was taken by me. I've been to all of these places. I love to travel. I love to talk about travel. I love to compare airports. I'm still not feeling Charlotte. If you fly American, I just saw today a post that a man talked about how he's breaking up with American and because they no longer care about customers. If you go through Charlotte, American doesn't like you. I'm just telling you, if you can go to Miami, you can go to Orlando, not Orlando. You can go to Miami, you can go to Chicago. That's what I meant to say. Chicago, you can go to LAX for all I care. You can go to JFK. You can go to LaGuardia. You can go all them other. Do not go to Charlotte. Do not go to CLT. If they have any other connection, that's the connection you should go through. That is the only connection you should go through. Do not go through Charlotte. Charlotte with American, their customer service is rude. Absolutely rude. I would choose United over American any day. But the thing is, the difference between United and American, United lands their planes as if we are in a war zone. Like, we are in the middle of combat. This is the Air Force. And if we don't land this plane now, we are not going to survive as passengers. American is graceful on the road. I can honestly say that. They're graceful. Frontier is graceful too. But United is just don't feel like we are in the middle of combat. Besides that, I fly all carriers. I don't discriminate. Like I said, I was recently on Frontier, and I didn't have a bad experience on Frontier. I didn't have a bad experience with customers. Actually, you know what? Frontier canceled my flight. I forgot to say that. So my flight was scheduled because I didn't want that early morning flight because I was concerned that I was going to get stuck up in TSA. So I made a flight on Frontier for 11 o'clock. All their flights, they had a 5:20, 11, and we going to say a 5:30 at night. I'm just making up numbers. But it was 3 flights that day that were nonstop from Orlando to Cleveland. I signed up for the middle flight so I could still sleep in. But something woke me up at 2. I looked at my phone. They're like, sorry to inform you, but your flight has been canceled. What? So then I knew with Frontier that you can go on their app. They can, 1, give you your money back, or they can, 2, switch you to another flight. So originally the only thing that was popping up was to give me my money back. I was kind of upset about that. I'm like, no, I don't need my money. I need to get home because I've already outdone myself on this trip. I've had lack of sleep. My flight was delayed coming here. I just want to go home now. My meeting is over. So I went on the app again to look, and Frontier had a button that you push, and it says switch to another flight. I'm just making that up too. But it's basically I can switch to another flight. I switched to another flight, and I took that 5 o'clock flight. I got up. I filmed my video of the hotel room that I booked at the last minute. If you have not seen that video, make sure once you're done looking at me today and after you subscribe to this channel that you go look at the hotel. Because that hotel is perfect for families who just need a place to stay. And they're going to the parks, and they're going to be at the parks all day. It's very close to Walt Disney World. It is a Disney World. It is a Walt Disney World Good Neighbor hotel. And on average, it appears that the rooms can go from anywhere from $71 to $101. So if you need a place to lay your head, you need to take a shower, you want to get free breakfast for your family before you head to the park, maybe you want to go to the water park that's connected to, this hotel, that'll be great. So I stayed at the Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, Orlando, Lake Buena Vista South. That was the name of the hotel. I only paid $71 for 2 nights. because I came in. I was supposed to come in on Friday. No, I'm sorry, Thursday night. But I ended up getting there Friday morning, which there is a changeover in accounting. So the night auditor for a hotel normally is processing the flights around that time. I mean, not the flights, but the room, like your fees and everything at that time. So you have to always call. And they made me charge my credit card in advance so that they could serve me. Like, so I could just come in, check in, and be done. So they charged the credit card in advance. They took the deposit. But getting back to the flight, so I ended up booking that flight at 5:30 in the morning because they canceled my flight. But let me tell you what Frontier did. They gave me $100 voucher. They have never done that. And when I say they gave me $100 voucher, I was shocked. Like, I can't believe y'all gave me $100 voucher. Not only did you, like, so that was basically like I got half off my flight because that flight cost me $230 to go for the nonstop one way. And so not only did you cancel my flight and I had to get up earlier, but you gave me $100. And I've noticed that their customer service team that's in the Philippines is really, really nice. It's nicer than the front gate agents. I've used them the last couple of times. So last month I used Frontier to go to LAX for the day. I missed my flight coming back because I rented an EV vehicle. And in California, you have to charge up until 80%. And when I got to the airport, the LAX airport for Frontier, they're in a new terminal. Frontier's in a new terminal, and the terminal was nice. But you have to go through to TSA, and then you have to go on a bus to take the tram or this bus to the terminal. So that adds additional time to your trying to catch your flight. So I missed that flight, went to the front desk agent. The front desk agent was like, oh, we can't help you. You have to call this number. So they give you a card. And when they give you the card is actually their customer service representatives that's been routed to the Philippines. And they are so nice. They gave me my money back. They gave me a credit, which I used for my trip to Orlando. But they still gave me my money back because normally Frontier would be like, oh, we're not giving you no money back. I'm sorry about, and the people here in the States, they rude. But the people in the Philippines was like, we can do a one time where we'll give you your money back. I mean, a voucher. I'm like, oh, okay. And not only did they give me a voucher then that I used for this trip, but then when they canceled my flight, they gave me $100 voucher. I was like, oh, okay, y'all trying to take over Spirit's place now. Because one thing I can say that don't nobody want to talk about was that Frontier has always been rude and Spirit was yes, no problem. Let me see how I can help you. I never had any issues. And I know everybody has a different story and everybody has the people who they fly with and who they don't fly with. But I don't discriminate. If you the cheapest and you going to get me there and I booked this at last minute, I'm getting on your flight. Whoever's the cheapest. I don't care who the carrier is. Whoever's the cheapest, I'm flying on your flight and I'm going to conduct myself accordingly. That's what I keep saying. That's what I'm going to stay, and that's what I'm going to stick with. I don't care who the carrier is. I don't. I know how they all operate. I know how they all are. The only thing that I do miss having the United Club. Because when I went to IAH Airport, that's Houston, that's Bush. It's not Hobby, it's the other one. Intercontinental. No, it's Intercontinental's a hotel. But when I went on Bush, when I went to the airport, that's the Bush airport, their club fly, I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, I ain't seen nothing like this. They clubs, they didn't elevate it. Like, you just grab you some snacks. They got cheese and salads and sandwiches and custom coffee and potato chips. And I was like, oh, and I have a video of that too. That was nice. Like, I would highly recommend that. The thing I liked about the American Club, Admirals Club, was that the one I went to, I think it was in Miami, they were making custom guacamole per your recommendation. Like, however you wanted your guacamole made, that's how they made the guacamole. So, yeah, that was a good experience. But still, the way United is redoing their clubs and the club experience, it is to be commended. Like I said, United gonna land you in that plane like you in the middle of war. And everybody else, they land smoothly. And you know what? You can always tell when Frontier has a new pilot. When they got somebody that's learning how to fly, like they need their hours, and they need a master pilot. I don't know what the categories are, but when they need somebody with a lot of experience on being a pilot, you can always tell while they're flying the plane. Like, oh, okay, this was your first time flying by yourself, wasn't it? They'd be like, yes, how did you know? Because I travel all the time. I can tell when somebody know what they're doing, and you can tell when somebody don't know what they're doing. Same like when you driving a car. If you've been a passenger your whole life, which most of us have been, you know what it feels like to be in a car with somebody who know how to drive and somebody who don't know how to drive. You know the difference. So, yeah, but MCO, kudos, not kudos, but kudos to you. You got me through TSA really quick. Has anybody had a negative experience, with MCO? MCO is Orlando International Airport. Anybody had a negative experience? Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure every video you see is somewhere I have been. How do you stream? I have the slightest idea, Mario. This is all new to me. Hello, Lanzer. I literally hit live and call it a day. Somebody was talking about Twitch today, and I was like, well, how do you do that? How does that work? How do you connect it to YouTube? I know nothing. All I'm doing is sitting here, hitting live, and talking. This is me. And then sometimes, like if I'm in an airport, Mario, I will just go live in the airport and talk about my experience, talk about what's going on. Recently, my children were unaccompanied minor, and that process had changed. Like I've been traveling since I was an unaccompanied minor, which was many, many decades ago. And now I am baffled at the experience. So one of the things, I didn't want my kids to go out to California by themselves as an unaccompanied minor because my aunt would not have picked them up. Like she would have left them there and called it a day. But guess what? This Einstein right here ended up leaving my kids at the airport here because the plane came in early. And I did not know the plane was coming in early. So my kids ended up being left at the airport by me. But what you have to do now is when you are dropping a kid, picking the kid up from the airline company, you sign your name on the paperwork. There's paperwork you have to sign and you show your ID. That was new. I did not know that. And you cannot leave until the plane has taken off in the sky. Because if the plane has to come back as the adult, you have to be there when they deplane for the children. Didn't know that either. That was completely new. And when they came, I was supposed to be there early to go get a boarding pass so I could go through TSA and meet them at the gate. But none of that happened. But they did call me 50 million times, and I tried to call them back, but it was routed to the 1-800 American number. So if you are sending a child unaccompanied minor, be mindful of that. Make sure you have your ID. I even thought, how my kids gonna get on a plane? They don't have no ID, they minors. And then it hit me they don't need no ID. So basically, you can say somebody's name is anything when you book a minor ticket and they fly unaccompanied minor. Thank goodness they do have school IDs. But my kids were like, we need our passports. No, you don't need a passport for a domestic flight. You're a minor. You don't need a passport. I was like, you have your school IDs. Use that. If you need something, give me a call and I will make sure you have it. But make sure you subscribe to this channel. I want to tell you in advance, thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for commenting if you left a comment. Thank you for liking this video. I really appreciate it. My goal is to get up to 1,000 subscribers. Yes, actually it's beyond that, but I have to stay consistent. I have to talk about what I know. I have to share it with other people. I did not travel this. I didn't do none of the travel that I really wanted to do. I did day trips, and it may be a day trip across the country, but I still did a day trip. But I wanted to do really something special, but things are just going by so fast this year. I can't believe it's already August, literally August, and in 4 more months, it will be December. And the sun is out. We've had a couple of rainstorms here, but it's been really nice. But soon it's gonna be it's gonna be like winter again. It's gonna be cold. So yeah, I didn't do what I wanted to do. I wanted to go on a road trip through New Hampshire, Vermont. I wanted to go to the Lobster Fest in Maine. So I wanted to go to New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. I wanted to go to Acadia National Park, stay there for the day, go to Bar Harbor, go to Portland, Maine. I just wanted to really enjoy the New England states. And I didn't get to do that. Like, even this guy, I met this guy. Now, this is a weird story. Okay, so I had come up with a plan for Maine, and I saw this guy, and his license plate said Maine, and then I just was like, "Can you, what do you think about? I see your license." I said, "I see your license plate says Maine. What do you think about me stopping in Portland, going to Bar Harbor, and then going up to Acadia, stopping in Rockland, Maine to go to the Lobster Fest? What are your thoughts on that? Does that sound like a good idea, or would you recommend something else?" And he's like, "Oh, no, I would recommend that." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." He's like, "But I'm not from Maine." Huh? Why you got Maine license plate, and why you in Ohio with the Maine license plate? He's like, "You was talking so much and you was so excited about your trip. I didn't want to tell you that I didn't live here." Wait, what? What are you talking about? You don't live in Maine. Oh my goodness. He said, "Shoot, I want to go on a trip with you." Okay, homie. I don't even know you, and you want to go on a trip with me? Like, dude, you sound weird. But then I started thinking, I was like, that's probably not a bad idea. I could get an FBI and a BCI check on him, and we could get in the car together and just drive across the country. Because he did tell me he had the jokes. And I'm like, that probably ain't no bad idea. He said, you be on the phone talking to your friends. They'll be like, "Who you with?" "I don't know, some man that's funny. He had me laughing from the time we left to the time we got there." But that's good that people are still in good spirits. It's just bad that we live in a crazy society. Because I don't know if you got them all. Like, I don't want to have to kill you because you're trying to kill me. Right? I did a background check on you. You came back clean. Come to find out you was really waiting on this moment to kill. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to be me. That is not going to be my life story. That's just not. Would you get in a car with a stranger and drive across the country with them if you gave them a BCI and an FBI background check? That's what I want to know. You in here. I see you in here. So let me know. Would you go on a road trip with a stranger? Y'all can have different rooms. Y'all can stay different places. But would you go on a road trip with a stranger and they had a BCI and an FBI check and they came back clean? Or if it was anything on that BCI, FBI background check, you'd be like, "Oh, no, homie, this ain't going to happen." I just thought that would be a great YouTube series. I'm just being honest. Two strangers end up in a car for a week. Like, I just thought that would be so cool. Mario, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Would you do that? Would you get in a car with a stranger? Mario said, "I would not want to take that road trip." Okay, Mario. Even with the background check? You got an FBI background check and you got a BCI background check? Or are you like the type that's like really quiet and you don't want to be around certain people? Like, "Dude, I don't know you," or "Ma'am, I don't know you. I'm not really feeling you. I don't want to be bothered. Like, I want to be in here, listen to the music I want to listen to, and drive peacefully and have the thoughts that I want to have in my head. I do not want you intruding on my thoughts." Because I will say, my recent road trip that I took to Tennessee, I was like, I really like road trips because you can play the music you want to play and you can stop when you want to stop. Like, in a plane, you can't stop nowhere except for where they tell you that plane is going to stop. So if your flight is from, Detroit to, how you say, Ishan, because I went there in April. So if your flight is from Detroit, we're going to say Detroit to Atlanta, guess what? You can't stop in Nashville. You can't stop in Cleveland. You cannot stop in Dayton or Cincinnati or Louisville or Covington, Kentucky, or Chattanooga. You're not stopping nowhere but You get in that plane and you going straight to Atlanta. That's what you're doing. But on a road trip, you can stop. If you see something you like, you can go pull off to the side. Like I saw a national park, and because I didn't go to Maine and wasn't able to go to Acadia, I really believed that I was not going to hit a national park this year. But because I drove to Memphis, Mammoth National Park was there. I just thought I was going to be in these canoes looking at the blue water and canoeing my cell phone through, right? They told me that was a whole nother area. And then my eye, you may want to go back through some of my videos that I took, because this eye over here was almost swollen shut. So then I thought maybe I touched like some bat feces and put it on my eye, because my eye was like really closing up. I was scared. I was nervous. And, I didn't know if I had a sty in the in the like lipid part. Like, what is it? It's like bacteria in your eye for the sty, because it's like two different styes. I done looked it up and became a doctor overnight. But yeah. So, and I don't do bats. I don't do bats. I've been in Mexico. I've done the cenotes. Is that how you call it? I didn't even know they was called cenotes. I thought we was in a cave swimming in water. That was when I was a teenager. That was when I was 17 years old. I went to Mexico. I went to Cancun. I got a job. I paid for myself to go. That was my first trip I paid on my own. We went to a cenote. Is that how you say it? It's the underwater water. Six. Hello. I don't know how to say your name. It just started with a six. And we was in there swimming, and I was having fun, right? And I was out there with my cousin, because my cousin came too. My aunt paid for him. And I was like, did you just touch me? And my cousin was like, nah. I was like, something just touched me. And then I felt it again. I was like, now, piranhas is known in Mexico. So when I felt that, in my back of my mind, I was like, okay, I can't be swimming in unknown places, because I don't want to get eaten alive by a piranha. That's what was in my mind. So when my cousin said he didn't touch me, I was like, what is in this water? Me and him out there swimming and taking pictures. And my cousin was like, it's fish in here. Oh, no, I'm getting my big behind up out of here. Like, my behind always been big, but I know how to swim and my behind big. Man, this piranha think I'm dinner. I am not. Mario, I'm serious. Mario like, oh no. Yeah, Mario. I was like, oh no too. But I was like, let me get my big behind up out of here, because I want to go back home. Like, I do not want to be eaten alive by a piranha in Mexico. So I got out the water. I ain't go back into those cenotes. Now it's popular, like, oh, go to the cenote, jump in, dive in. No, I'm not doing all of that in Mexican water, because Mexican water will kill you. Like, it will. We went to that Escarret. I did that with a group of friends. We were going for someone's bachelorette party. And we went, and I did the hammock swing. That water flashed on my face. Do you know the next day I was sick? That's why I said Mexican water would kill you. Now, I love Mexico, especially when I went during COVID. It was like, I love Mexico, we love Mexico. Like, that was their tagline. So I don't have any issues. I love Mexican food. Is one of my favorite foods, Mexican and Thai. So I don't have an issue with Mexico, like, at all. But what I do know is that water and that ice will kill you if it is not purified. That's what I do know. And that's not a joke. That's not me trying to be funny. Just like American water that somebody decides not to filter and process at a water processing plant will kill you too, if you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. I just came on because I hadn't been on a long time. I am coming on. So my goal is to be consistent. My goal is to grow my channel, especially when it comes to travel, because this is what I enjoy doing. I do enjoy getting on a plane. I do enjoy taking people to different places they've never been, or trying things. I do like trying new things. I do like meeting new people. And so that's why I decided to come on YouTube and start a travel channel. Because out of everything that I do, this is the one thing that I can do, and my whole face, my whole disposition can light up. Like, I should be in the bed going to sleep right now, snoring. But I'm on here because I use so much of my time doing everything else. Why not do the thing that you love? Like, and that's what I would say to somebody else who's on here watching. Tell me about you. Like, I want to know about what you do that you think is so cool and nifty. Like, and I'm pretty sure it's somebody else out there that want to know about that. If people can start bee channels talking about bees and honey and flowers, like, I'm pretty sure you could do the same thing. Like, there are other people in this world. There are what, over 3 billion people in the world, right? Yeah. Over 3 billion people, and somebody out there likes the same thing that you like. And I'm convinced of that. But some people do things because they think that's where the money is or whatever. I actually like doing it because of the people I meet. Like, I meet some really cool people, and I've been blessed this year to meet people at the right time, at the right place. Like, I always want to be at the right place. Yeah, I always want to be at the right place at the right time. Always. Always. I never want to be somewhere where I'm not supposed to be. And it's nothing that, I just want to be at the right place at the right time. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Mario, are you still on here? Did you subscribe to the channel, or what's going on, Mario? You like, I'm going on a road trip, or did you leave, Mario? Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share this out. Support me with your watch. I did just post a video of the hotel. I went through the hotel. I did not go to the Calypso Island part. I did not use my wristbands at the Spring Hill Suites, Orlando, Lake Buena Vista South. I didn't do that. There were 3 properties around that property. There was the Embassy Suites, and there was the Hampton Inn. All 3 of those properties offer free breakfast. My favorite out of those 3 properties is the Embassy Suites, and let me tell you why. I like the Embassy Suites because they have custom omelets in the morning, and they have the waffles. So I didn't know that the Embassy Suites was there because my first go-to is always the Marriott. Now, you may think I'm biased, and that's okay, but I think the reason why I am biased, thank you, Mario, I really appreciate you. The reason why I am biased is because I was able to sit in on the training. I've never worked at the Marriott, but I was able to sit in on their new hire training. So their new hire training, it was 2 days at the time. This was pre-COVID, and they go through the Marriott philosophy. They take you through the hotel. I was able to do that. I haven't done that with the Hilton, right? That's the only second largest brand, well, in my opinion. That's the second largest brand in the United States, are those 2 properties. So the Hilton and the Marriott. So I did not do a training for the Hilton. I've seen the Hiltons. They tend to be more upkept. If there are not a lot of Marriotts in a specific city, whether it's domestic in the United States or if it's international, there are typically a lot of Hiltons. If there are not a lot of Hiltons, then there are typically a lot of Marriotts. That's just the lay of the land. I haven't done a lot of hotel stays that were not that were only domestic. How do I say it? Domestic for that international location. And I haven't done a lot of boutique hotels. Normally, the boutique hotels that I normally get those through Airbnb. And sometimes you look up, one of my favorite hotels that I've stayed at is it's called La Placita Inn. It's located in Roatan, Honduras. And the service is nice. The room is well appointed for how much you pay. I believe it's $100 a night, but you have access to not only a pool, but you have access to a beach. And the beach is absolutely beautiful in that area. If there is one area that I could go to every year consistently, I would definitely say that it would be Roatan, Honduras. I absolutely loved that experience. I loved the hotel I stayed at. I stayed at the La Placita Inn, and I stayed at the Ibagari Hotel. Those are 2 hotels that I would recommend. Ibagari just won a Michelin star. A Michelin key, not a star, a Michelin key. for their hospitality. So I would definitely recommend, if you're going to Honduras, if you want to go to Honduras, I would recommend that Ibagari Hotel. They did not pay me to say this. I paid money out of my pocket to stay there. I paid money out of my pocket to stay at the La Placita Inn. I have never been paid to endorse any hotel yet. It's coming though, and it's thanks to you that I will be able to do that. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. But these are places, but I like the idea of going to a hotel and giving my honest review versus you're paying me to be here and I'm telling you to go to the hotel. Like, no. If the customer service at the front desk suck, I want to be able to tell you it sucks. And this is why you shouldn't go to this hotel. But the Ibagari, oh, excellent. And Jesse is the bartender. He is truly a mixologist. Like, normally it's very rare you find someone who's a mixologist. And when I say that, I mean that sincerely. Jesse is a mixologist. I do not drink alcohol, and he was able to make me drinks that were absolutely delicious. There is a guy who works at the Intercontinental Hotel in Cleveland, and he's a mixologist. He is the other person on the face of the earth. I would say, like, if you're trying to not be an alcoholic, which I've never been an alcoholic and I don't drink alcohol right now, I have not in several years, I would reach out to him. And I don't even know his name. I just know what he looks like. And I remember he told his story. They took a chance on him. They hired him. And like, he's absolutely, every time I would take my students, because I used to be a teacher, every time I would take my students to the Intercontinental, he would always have a station, and he would always mix up something that was alcohol free for my students and I to try. Excellent, 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 excellent. I don't even know what the name of the restaurant is at the Intercontinental Hotel, but he is, it's right next to Cleveland Clinic. So it is the Intercontinental Hotel, the one that's right next to Cleveland Clinic. So it's like building A, then it's the Intercontinental Hotel, and then there's another building right here. So right here is the Intercontinental. Over here is building A. So I would highly recommend him if you're ever in Cleveland. He is a skilled craftsman. And anytime I meet somebody that really is passionate about their job and what they do and the service they offer, like, they need to be commended, because very rare do you find people just in general who enjoy what they're doing. Like, they're not out here trying to be a multimillionaire. They're not trying to tell you how to make six figures in one day, in 1 year, not one day, well, even one day too. They are passionate about their job. We need more people to be passionate about what they do. That's what we need in this world. We don't need more people telling you how to make another dollar, even though the dollar helps live the life that you want to live. We just need more people to be passionate about what they do, because if you're passionate about what you do, the money will come. Like, it just naturally happens that way. Even when you are working hard, it pays off. Hard work pays off. Nobody says that, but it does. Hard work pays off. Like, you up all night, you doing 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, you working on holidays, you working with nobody wants to work. That pays off, but it becomes harder the older you get and you try to do it. That's the thing nobody tells you. The older you get, it's harder to work those 16-hour days. It's harder to do those all-nighters. Like I said, I missed my meeting because I was up to 3. Couldn't sleep on Frontier because, Frontier seats are like buckets. Buckets with no cushions. It is literally a chair with no cushion for 2 hours. Like, dude. And the only way my Frontier flights are normally comfortable is because if my children sit next to me, then I can lean on them, put my foot up, do this, do that. Like, I can do all this other extra stuff. Or if you have an empty row. But besides that, not comfortable at all. So, yes, Orlando Airport, you did an excellent job. Excellent job last Friday. Thank you for getting me through. It literally took me 10 minutes to get through TSA. 10 minutes. I timed it. I looked at the clock when I got there. I looked at the clock when I went through. It took me 10 minutes to get through TSA with TSA pre-check and clear. I was like, Oh yeah, I'm definitely doing a video. I'm definitely going to tell the world that Orlando Airport, I was able to walk through TSA in 11 minutes. Nobody's going to believe me. They're going to say I'm lying, but the truth of the matter is that is what happened, cuz I know I got there like an hour before my flight was scheduled to take off. And let me say this. Frontier closes they close their doors 20 minutes prior to the flight taking off. So my flight doors were closing at 5 o'clock. I believe the flight left at 5:20. The doors closed at 5 o'clock. And if I wouldn't have been there, they was gonna close them doors on me. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure, Frontier don't care nothing about your emergency and what you got going on. But Frontier, them doors closed 20 minutes prior to the flight the flight scheduled departure. Yes. And my flight was late leaving too. So which was kind of weird, because how you gonna close the gates 20 minutes before, the doors 20 minutes before, and we waited there for almost an hour before the flight took off. I mean, I'm glad I got back safely, but they gave us every excuse underneath the sun on why something couldn't work, something didn't work, what they were doing, what they were checking, all of this other stuff. But I don't have any complaints because they gave me $100 voucher. So if you just tuning in and you seeing me, not only did Frontier cancel my flight and I had to rebook on another flight that day, I did not have to pay anything extra, but they gave me $100 voucher. So Frontier, your customer service agents in the Philippines, they've been doing an excellent job. Excellent job. Excellent job. That's how you get somebody to keep coming and giving you their money, by offering excellent customer service. It is not you asking me to put my book bag in the thing in the front so y'all can make an extra $95 and put in your pocket. That's not how you keep me as a customer. You keep me as a customer. You keep me away from United, American, Southwest, and Delta. Well, you may not keep me away from Delta, because Delta just hit the jackpot too in May. Like, customer service was on point. So, but your American aid, like not American Airlines, but the agents you have representing your company, Frontier, here in the United States, they need customer service training 101. The customer is always right. I know they may not be right, but in the eyes of the situation, ma'am, how can I rectify this situation? I understand you've been inconvenienced. Can you please advise me on what is a solution that would make this amendable, right? What is the solution? What is the solution you desire from this outcome? That's how you handle an irate customer. You call them ma'am and you call them sir. How can we come up with a solution? I don't care if they're wrong. Because guess what? You get more honey. You get more bees with honey than you do with. Sir, I apologize for the inconvenience. On behalf of the company, what can I do? Can I do this to make this situation? What can I do to make this situation right? Because typically what the customer thinks on the other end is way less than what you would have offered anyway. Amend the customer. Let me see what I can do. Can you call this number for me? If you have been directed by your superior and you work for Frontier Airlines, tell them, unfortunately, we have been directed, because that's what they don't do. They don't say, my manager has told me that all customer service related inquiries must call this number. That's not what they do. They say, here, you can call this number on this card. And they say it just like that at Frontier. So then when you call a number, guess what? The person on the other end is like, ma'am, how can I help you? They're all nice and sweet. How come the person who gave me the card couldn't be nice and sweet? Why are they not like wanting to maintain my service, like wanting to maintain the service that you need to give out? Why are they nasty? Why have they not been properly trained? Why have they not been told how to respond to a customer? And the way you respond to a customer, again, is sir and ma'am. Anybody on here that work for Frontier, you always say sir and ma'am. Always sir and ma'am. Let them be angry. One thing, when you call somebody sir, that's a male, and ma'am, that's a woman, what they gonna be angry? They gonna say you was disrespectful? No, they're not gonna say you disrespectful, because the whole time I called you sir and ma'am. Call them by their last name if you know how to pronounce it. If you don't know how to pronounce it, sir and ma'am. That's all. Ma'am, I apologize for your inconvenience. There's nothing that I can do. what would be amendable to this situation? How can we rectify this? How can we make this so that you have a memorable experience? I know it doesn't seem memorable right now. I know you're upset, but what can I do to help? I'm here to make sure that you have a great experience. That's what we all here. That's why you got hired. That's why you work in customer. That's why you work in the hospitality industry, whose symbol is a pineapple that means welcome. That's why you work there. You don't work there because you don't got nothing else to do. It's plenty of jobs that you can do that you don't have to. You can go DoorDash. You could go Uber. You can do Uber Eats. You can go to Instacart. Like, you don't have to talk to nobody. You can talk to people through an app. You don't have to be face to face with people. You're choosing to be there. I don't know why you chose that job, but you chose that job. And because you chose that job and you are a frontline employee, you have to offer good customer service. Who needs to be watching this is not Frontier. It's American Airlines. That's who need to be listening to me right now. If anybody is on here and you work at American and you work in Charlotte, you need to take a customer service class. You need to take a customer service class more than Frontier need to take a customer service class. Because you want to know why? I expect them to be bad at Frontier because their prices are low. I expect them to be mean and disrespectful and charge me out the wahoo because my bag didn't fit in this little cubicle. But at American Airlines, where you are charging me a premium price to be on your plane with leather seats throughout, regardless of how big or small they are with cushions in them, I do not expect you to have awful customer service. I expect you to smile at me, which Delta has done excellent. Delta is going to be able to charge an arm and a leg for their ticket because you want to know why? Delta is teaching their agents how to offer a customer experience regardless of where they are on the plane. American is not doing that. All American is offering me is a leather seat with cushions. That's it. And you better be thankful we got you there safely. American used to be the largest air carrier in the United States. Used to be. I don't even know if they still are now. But Delta, they're going to be able to charge $400, $500 for a round trip ticket. Why? Because they're gonna put a cherry on top of that ice cream sundae with whipped cream. They're gonna ask you how many scoops you want for your sundae, and no, we do not charge extra for each scoop. American, on the other hand, is gonna be like, oh, you didn't pay for an ice cream sundae. I'm sorry. This is your seat. This is where you assign. No, I'm not giving you your money back. You need to be thankful that you even have a flight. No, we can't give you that back either. I don't want to hear none of that. I just don't want to hear that. It's just not. You don't know why somebody is traveling. You don't know what they have to do. And because you don't, nobody wants to hear that. American, you have to learn. American Airlines. This message is for you. You need to take notes from Delta because Delta took notes from you and now they are conquering. That's what they're doing. They're conquering. I'm not even a Delta fan. I can tell you that now because Delta charged more money than everybody else. But guess what? I'd rather be a fan of somebody who charged more money and offer me customer service versus a fan of somebody who just like, you better be thankful we getting you there. I ain't even mentioned y'all made me drive from Charlotte to Atlanta because you had no more open seats on any of your planes, and I would have missed my meeting the next day. I didn't even talk about how you knew my flight was delayed and you knew my flight had landed because of air traffic control, and nobody within your organization said these individuals are on their way. But instead, you said the gate was closed and proceeded to give my tickets to standby passengers. My 3 tickets, because it was me and my 2 children that were traveling with me. So as far as I'm concerned, I ain't gonna never fly American. You have to be the lowest for me to even fly you. And even then, I'm never going through Charlotte. I'd rather drive 7 hours and 30 minutes to get to Charlotte than to get on an American Airlines flight. The fact that I can go on and on about my horrible experience at American Airlines in Charlotte tells you that it was very traumatic. Like, I can literally sit here and talk for the next 11 minutes, 10 minutes about how horrible the experience was. You could not get me on any other carrier. You couldn't get me on Delta, United, or Southwest because it was a holiday weekend and nobody had extra seats. You actually told me the soonest that you could get me to Atlanta was on Sunday, the day I was scheduled to go back home. Why do I want to go to Atlanta then? If the weekend is over, it's a holiday weekend and the weekend over on Monday. I want to be back home on Sunday so I can relax on Monday so I can get ready to go to my place of employment, my business that pays my bills so I can pay you and be relaxed. I don't want to be all upset because you didn't do your part. You gave my seat away to a standby passenger. That's not fair to me. That's not fair to me that you put me in a hotel and was like, I don't know how you're going to get there, but we can get you a hotel. What? And a food voucher that didn't even, all the restaurants was closed. So what's the point of the food voucher? You could keep that money, which you did, because I didn't spend it. So that was a way, you just gave me a piece of paper to say, hey, here's the paper. You use it if you want to use it. How am I going to use it if every last restaurant in the place is closed? So yes, you, American, you need to rethink your policies and your procedures. No, this is not. Make sure you subscribe. I'm not going to talk about American no more. I'm going to be positive. I should have just talked about Delta because Delta, they offered excellent customer service in May. They offered excellent customer service in April. When I was on Delta, I took Delta. I booked a flight through Delta to go to Vietnam. Hanoi, Vietnam. And someone told me to go up to the gate agent and ask him, did he have any empty rows? Because I tried to book my seat in an area that was vacant. Like, there was no. Oh, Mario, I traveled to a lot. I told you every video. Mario, you got to go through my videos. And you have to see. Those are, all of those videos you see is everywhere that I've traveled. I love, Mario, when I say I love to travel, I love to travel. All of those places I have been. And I've been so many places, I ain't even tell people where I, like, literally don't tell people where I go somewhere anymore. I only tell, like, after I've gone on the trip. I don't know why, but that's what I do. And so when I went to Vietnam, I went up to the gate agent. This was in April. And I said, do you have any seats that are, any rows that are vacant? Because I was in economy. I did not do first class. Like, I was just thankful to get on the plane. To be honest with you, I ain't going to even lie because everything's been funny this year. But that's okay. I woke up today. I got to see another day. And thank God if I wake up tomorrow and I get to see another day. That means he's not done with me and I have not done everything that I was supposed to do here on earth. So with that being said, I asked him and he was like, yeah, I do. And then a lady heard me ask him if he had any more. She was like, well, do you have any more? He was like, no, she took the last one. Man, I was in economy coach, as they used to call it. Basically living a first class life because I had a whole row to myself. Do you know how comfortable that is on a 14-hour flight? Like, I was like, oh, man, thank you, God. This is a sign that I should be on this plane. The whole trip. So this year, I didn't go anywhere in February. I didn't go anywhere in March. January, I went to Lafayette, Louisiana for a meeting. April, I went to Vietnam. May, I did like one-day trip. So I was in Louisiana again. This time I was in New Orleans and I was in Atlanta and Tuskegee, Alabama. And then that was May. June, I went to California for the day. July, I went to California for basically like the day. And I went to Tennessee. August, I ain't been nowhere. I have not been anywhere. First class, I have traveled first class before, but I normally, when I travel first class, when did I go first class? I think I went first class last year. But it's just, you know, you can use your points. And last year when I went first class, I had to go first class. Mario, I was so tired. When I say I was tired, I was tired. Like, Mario, I slept the whole flight. The flight is like 14 hours, 16 hours. So if you sleep in a 16-hour flight, you know the person is tired. Mario, I was so tired. I work so much. When I say I work so much, I work so much. And sometimes it just don't feel like I'm like accomplishing anything. But that first class flight, I went to sleep. I don't know what was on the TV. I just know it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. And it appears that a first class experience on an international carrier is a much nicer experience than it is on a domestic experience. Because that United first class flight, I used my disinfectant wipes. It was not everything that I thought it would have been. And you just, I'm at a stage now where it's like I need to get there. Oh, I did do first class coming back from California, but that was a 1 day trip. And the reason why I did first class is because I wanted to go to sleep. I want. Oh, you only fly 4 or 3 hours, so you could go. I'm on the East Coast, so going from East Coast to West Coast, that's 4 hours. But are you the second person, Mario? I take it you a guy because it's Mario. You the second guy I done met that was like, nah, I'm only doing 4 or 3 hours. I'm not doing nothing longer than that. Go in first class and do more hours. Just because you can get up and walk around even if you're not doing first class. I don't even think a lot of people know that. I don't think people know that you can actually get up on a plane and walk around, especially on international flights. And they recommend it because they don't want you to get blood clots from sitting too long. So that's why you have a lot of people as they get older wear compression socks and what have you. And you can get up, walk around. But when I was on that Delta flight, when I was back in the back where the stewardess are, the lady was like, okay, can you go back and have a seat? We need this area clear. But on the international carriers, they don't care. They like, you want to come back here, you fine, you good, you don't have to worry. But that was Delta too. Yeah, so I think that was why the gate agent was good on that international flight, but that Delta stewardess, she wasn't that hot. And I was like, oh, do you always do this route? She's like, yes. I'm like, yeah, it's time for you to retire because your customer service is not there. It's not. So what's the longest what's your number one destination you've flown to, Mario? Like, what's your top destination you've flown to? Whoever else is in there, Mario doesn't have to be the only one that respond. But make sure you subscribe to the channel. I am coming off in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. California. Oh, okay. What part of California? I've flown to San Diego, Orange County, and LA. Oh, I flew to San Francisco last year when we went to Taiwan. That was the one. I did Polaris on United. Polaris Club is nice, Mario. When I say it's nice, they have China and real forks. Oh, San Diego. Oh, that's my favorite city in America for weather. When I say that's my favorite city, that's my favorite city. I love DC and I love San Diego. San Diego, you wake up, it looks cloudy. It looks like it's gonna rain, and then the sun just comes out, and it's beautiful, and the breeze is nice, especially during 4th of July. I love San Diego and 4th of July. It's just so. I've never been to San Diego when it's raining. I've only been to San Diego during the summer. Yes, I've been to Legoland too. I've been to Legoland too. I took my children to Legoland. We went last May to Legoland, actually. Yes, in San Diego. That's the one I went to in San Diego. So we went to Tijuana. We stayed in San Diego, and then we drove up to Legoland because my daughter is really big into Legos. She loves Legos. I saw somebody talk about their kid put the Titanic, which is the largest Lego set they had together, and they like, Lego, what should we make next? I'm like, shoot, I should get my daughter the Titanic set. Let's see if she can put that bad boy together and how long she can put it together, because she is really talented in that area. When I say she talented, she is talented. Like, man. So do you want to be an engineer? Are you an engineer? I'm about to get out for here in less than 30 seconds. But yeah, I've been to Lego. I don't think I posted any of my Legoland videos. I posted the San Diego Zoo video. Oh, you don't want to be an engineer. Okay. Well, so why you go to plan. If you like putting Legos together, you would probably be an excellent engineer. I'm about to get off of here in 8 seconds. No. Aww. I'm 7. Okay, you don't know what you want to do yet. You like building with Legos. My daughter knew at 7 that that's what she wanted to do. I recommended she do that because she was good at building. So that's why I said that. Is that you should think about being an engineer. Now she can put anything like tables together. Like she can put the wooden puzzles, like where you make, like she made the Taj Mahal out of these wood pieces. She can do all of that. Okay, bye-bye. Have a great evening because I'm leaving too. Thank you. Wait. Thank you for tuning in tonight, Mario. Thank you for subscribing.